just get another one? Can we get the absolute
To
top
10.
record? Let's
Yeah.
make it to 10, a nice round number, but only 9. Sorry.
Feel a bit sorry for Southampton.
How are you, Holly? You all right? It's
Good.
amazing, hey?
It was incredible last night. You're saying about getting that 10th goal. When Jamie Vardy scored that penalty, it looked like that was the winning goal, the way he celebrated it. They loved every minute of it. It was remarkable to see, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. What are the papers making of
But,
it?
you know, a lot of them are being cut out,
late,
I think. Yeah, obviously it was a very late match. So The Sun is one of the only ones that managed to get it into the back pages. They've gone with crushed him.
They did.
Which is quite interesting. I don't know where they got. Yes, the back page is dominating with, of course, England, as you say, trying to work out how he does. An interview with Maro Itoje, he's convinced they can do it. He's saying that constantly throughout every single paper today. He's feeling very, very confident about that. But it is going to be an interesting game. 9 o'clock this morning.
I want to know what their plan is for the hacker. How, you know,
Yeah.
how they respond.
How do you compete?
They respond.
Yeah.
Some
Do you
people have
ignore it?
Some people have been looking back at old images of when England have squared up to. But as I say, it hasn't worked for them in the past.
Yeah, I don't think they're allowed to move forward anymore. I think they've got to keep
right.
still. You know, their tactic, though, is to keep their tracksuit tops on.
Oh.
Is that our secret weapon?
That's it, to keep your tracksuit top on, and then they have to go and get changed, and it kind of stops the momentum.
Oh,
quite clever.
Someone has thought this through.
Oh, they've thought, yeah, there's a lot of preparation gone into that. I want to show you this. It's in the papers today. Just a little bit of the ladies who are using the changing rooms the changing rooms are all used by members, and they're definitely not using a porter cabin.
OK, time just after 6:30, and Holly's here this morning because it is a huge day at the Rugby World Cup.
A massive day for England. We've got the semi-final weekend. It's England, New Zealand today, and then we've got Wales taking on South Africa tomorrow. But what a task in hand, though. The All Blacks. Now, England have never actually beaten them at a World Cup. So that in itself is a scary prospect, especially when you think as well New Zealand haven't actually lost at a World Cup since 2007. Now, we thought today this is all we'd be talking about, and then we had some Premier League action last night. But we had a little bit of history made too. Leicester City, 9-0, they thrashed Southampton. And what's interesting, it is the biggest away win in Premier League history. But in terms of the overall record, it equals that record set by Manchester United against Ipswich in 1995. Now, quiz, who was the goalkeeper?
Ooh, good question.
Don't know.
Bearing in mind who the goalkeeper was last night, Kasper Schmeichel.
Oh, is this his dad?
No, it wasn't.
Oh.
It was Peter Schmeichel in 1995. A little bit of history there for you.
Family history.
Love it. Yeah, keeping it in the family, those records. So yes, as I say, we'll be heading to Japan in just a moment. But first, let's focus on that match last night. It was quite remarkable, that record in the Premier League. Thrashing Southampton 9-0 at St Mary's. Now, that win takes them above Manchester City to second in the table. Austin Hailwood was watching.
A night for the...
That's going to hurt.
It hurts just watching it, doesn't it? 7:34. We're going to be live in Japan a bit later ahead of England's big World Cup rugby game against New Zealand. But in the meantime, huge excitement here. Leicester City done it again.
You are right. You know, it was going to take an awful lot for me not to be sat here just talking about the Rugby World Cup semi-finals all morning. But we didn't see this coming last night. Leicester City thrashed Southampton 9-0. That is a little bit of Premier League history right there.
Was it the joint
It's
biggest score?
equalled the record for the all-time win, but it's actually the biggest away win in history.
Wow.
And my favourite fact of the morning, and I mentioned this earlier on, is the fact that last time it was 9-0 Manchester United beating Ipswich in 1995. The goalkeeper then was Peter Schmeichel, father of Kasper Schmeichel, who was in goal last night.
There we go.
Keeping it in the family. Yeah, huge win, of course, there for Leicester City last night at St Mary's. Now, that also takes them above Manchester City to second in the table. Austin Hailwood was watching that match.